Hey everyone, in this video, what we're going to get into is giving the platforms what they want and how you can really go ahead and promote very high value content that Facebook and the algorithm will actually thrive on. And like what we've been talking about in the previous videos, how they're going to want to go ahead and actually promote your content more, which will then drive more sales, more views, and it's going to be a nice flywheel effect to continue to increase results every single month. Now, getting into everything, overall, Facebook and really any other advertising platform, they want to keep their users happy and engaged, really just as any other platform would. They want to provide the best experience overall for their customers, just as you are doing with your books as well. And since they own the platform, they have rules in place to obviously give their customers the best experience possible. Now, what this does is it really leaves the advertisers who follow the rules to thrive and drive more and more sales every single month. And the advertisers that don't follow the rules, they end up getting unprofitable results and eventually not advertising anymore. So when we put the content on the platform to advertise that they actually want to promote and that is engaging and makes the users happy and engaged, Facebook will go ahead and push your ads more. That's how we can get more deliverability when we're making people happy on the platform with our ads. Now, with Facebook's ad delivery process, so the way that this works is essentially they have a very specific and methodical way of delivering their ads because they have to take into consideration all of the other ads that are on the platform trying to be delivered at once. It's important to remember that there's over $300 million being deployed on the platform every day. So there's plenty of opportunity for everyone, but we're essentially going to be able to push ourselves ahead by having the right content to be able to find our customers. So to do this, they place every ad in an auction and the algorithm will go ahead and rank every single ad to go ahead and deliver the ad to the best placement, to the best person at the best time. Now, there are 5 primary factors that determine how the algorithm will actually go ahead and deliver the ads. Now, the 5 factors that determine your ad delivery is going to be the right objective. So what this means is essentially aiming for the right objective, meaning that if we're aiming to get sales, we want to use the sales campaign, as we will be. Because if we're aiming to get sales and we use traffic campaigns, we're not going to get sales. Now, it also comes down to targeting. So we want to ensure that our target reader audience is inside the audience that we're targeting. Now, essentially, Facebook moving into 2024 has a different way of essentially shifting how targeting is done. And we don't want to use any audience targeting because what we're going to actually do is leverage our ads to do the audience targeting. It's something really cool. And we're going to be getting into that in the future videos as well. Now, the next piece is going to be making sure that we have a sufficient budget. So we want to make sure that our ads have a sufficient budget. And that way, we're really not holding them back to what they are really capable of. And as well, Facebook will also take a look at the duration that the ad has been running. And in some cases, they will limit the deliverability if they believe the ad has been running for too long or it's worn out the audience. This is one of the strategies that we're going to go ahead and implement to be able to go ahead and bypass this, to be able to run ads for a very long period of time and for them to essentially do the targeting and to continuously get better over time. Now, as well with compelling ad creative. So it's no secret that the strong ad creative and something that stands out, captures attention, while also convincing the reader that this book or product in general is for them, will perform better than the one that doesn't. So that's essentially what we're also going to be getting into in terms of the right creative, the right ad copy to make it as compelling as possible. So what does this mean? Well, this means that essentially, unlike traditional auctions that aim for the highest bid possible, Facebook's auction is based on these 5 factors above, which means that it's really up to you to find the creatives that people want to see and that are compelling to get the prospect to buy, which really means that Facebook is leaving it up to you to find the creatives that people want to see and that are compelling the prospect to buy. Now, something that's very important to remember is that when we are bidding at scale, so if we're spending between $500 to $2,000 plus per day on the platform, we will need very different and better, stronger ads to drive consistent results rather than when you're spending $100 per day on the platform. And the reason for this is because the algorithm will be putting your ads into a completely different auction at this time because we're having to reach so many people per day. And as we are spending more, we're going to need stronger ads, stronger ad copy, a stronger hook, a stronger landing page, and essentially a better funnel overall. Now, as well, when you're bidding at scale with your offer, when we are getting up to spending 500, 2,000, even more per day, Facebook as a platform is looking to optimize for your customer at scale, which means we need to make its job as easy as possible with having just one offer. It means it's very important not to promote multiple books, multiple genres, multiple bundles all at once. This will confuse the pixel and it won't know who to target. We should really look to take a look at all of your books, all of your bundles, and find the top offer that would make sense. This means taking a look and seeing which one has the right amount of books. So between that 7 to 12 books, we've even seen some 5-book bundles work as well. And then making sure that we're giving between that 30% to 50% discount on those books. And then we want to find the ones that are the easiest to market. So if you have a great marketing strategy that you've used in the past for a specific bundle, then you want to go ahead and use that one. We want to have the largest audience for that genre as well. And most importantly, we want to drive readers to the rest of the books after they purchase. So we want to find a bundle that once they purchase that specific bundle, they can continue and purchase the rest of the books on your store as well. We're going to have specific strategies to be able to do that. But those are the main factors that we want to follow in terms of building your offer, because it's very important when we're bidding at scale. When we're spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per day, it will confuse the algorithm when we have multiple offers going, and you're going to start to see diminished results, and it can really hurt your results at scale. Now, of course, it is very normal to have multiple genres of books on your store, but it's very important to know if we want to maximize your revenue and your profit, we must stick with a single offer and scale that one as far as we possibly can over the next few months. Now, getting into giving the platforms what they want and capturing the attention of the audience, we will want to go ahead and use a combination of images and videos to capture the attention of your audience, but we will also want to make it resonate with the target audience as much as possible. So as we're presenting images, videos, and ad copy, we want to continue to be more and more relevant with the reader the longer that they read and watch your content. So we don't want them to be reading aimlessly. We want them to have a reason for why they are reading and looking at the content. Now, everything starts with the hook. The hook is by far the most important part of our ad, because if we don't capture the reader's attention, then nothing else matters. That is the thing. If we don't capture them with that image, nothing else matters. They're going to keep scrolling, and everything else in that ad does not matter. Now, we have less than a second to grab their attention, and we want it to be something that will relate with your books. We're going to go through some examples, jumping into the actual finding your images of some images that have worked in the past, but we want it to still relate with your books. Now, when users scroll past your ad after being initially hooked, it indicates that your ad did not provide a positive user experience. Now, the Facebook algorithm prioritizes delivering ads to users who are more likely to engage and interact and find value in the content. This is how essentially Facebook will deliver your ads more if we can follow these pieces in terms of engaging, interacting, and finding value. And in our case, with finding value in it would essentially mean that they purchase. So the more people that are purchasing, the more Facebook recognizes that people are finding value. Now, if users consistently scroll past your ads after the initial engagement, so they see it and then they scroll right past, it will negatively affect the algorithm's estimation of your ads' quality and relevancy. This is important to recognize, though, that the more people that we get to purchase, the more that the algorithm will show the ads to more people that are more likely to engage with the ad. So that is important to know. It's not just going to show it to a bunch of people that aren't going to engage. Remember, Facebook wants the best user experience for their users. And so it's going to continuously find people that want to see it. It's our job to essentially find that ad that's going to capture that initial engagement to then draw them in to everything else as well. Now, over time, if people see our ad, maybe they see our image, then they read the ad copy, and then they keep scrolling and they don't purchase because our ad did not relate with them. Over time, this can increase our advertising costs because Facebook may perceive your ad as less valuable and less relevant to its users. So the algorithm's main objective is to provide meaningful and engaging content to users. So if your ads are not receiving positive engagement, Facebook may charge you more for the ad placements. And the reason because of this is if we are showing an ad that's essentially capturing their attention with an image, and then they're reading through the ad copy, and then they're not purchasing, that's going to mean that it's not relevant to them. And so the better that we can make that and make it more relevant to a general audience, the more that it's going to be able to find people that would relate with that ad and that want to engage with that ad and want to essentially purchase from that ad, which then they will go ahead and push more. So the solution to this is actually quite simple. To mitigate this, it's important for us to focus on creating high quality and engaging ads that align with the interests and the preferences of your target audience. Now we're going to get into the examples of those types of ads that you're going to go out and want to launch. But this doesn't mean that we need to essentially target certain interests, but we need to have the ads that are capturing the attention of a specific interest. And then we let Facebook do the rest. Because Facebook is one of the smartest machine learning AI platforms in the entire world, if not the smartest. It knows more about us than we know about ourselves. And it's kind of crazy to think of, but it is true. We need to essentially allow the ads to do the targeting, and we go ahead and let Facebook do the rest. And now after we've done this, it really just comes down to selling. So at the end of our ad, what we want to go ahead and do is, after we've essentially sold the book with the words inside of the book, we want to go ahead and pre-sell the reader and the customer, the prospect, in terms of essentially telling them what they're going to expect after they click. And we're going to get into how to essentially craft this offer. I'm going to give you a template as well, but we will also want to go ahead and have the landing page be optimized to what the reader would expect to see on the next page for it to be essentially relevant. If you have specific tropes, or if you have a specific scene from a different genre, you want it to be relevant to what they're seeing on the ad on the actual landing page as well. Now, this way, the likelihood of them purchasing is as high as possible. And the more that they purchase, the more that Facebook will give us delivery on our ads, and the more that we can go ahead and scale from there. Now, this is the flywheel of Facebook and how essentially it will work. So overall, we want the platform to reward us as we post our content and our ads that gives the users a positive user experience and that they want to promote themselves. Now, it all starts out with really the more people that enjoy our app, the more views we're going to get. Then that means the more sales that we're going to get, and then we can keep scaling budget from there. And then we can essentially continue with this flywheel. And Facebook wants to promote your ad, like what we've been talking about, if it is providing a positive experience for them. And so that's what essentially we need to go ahead and do. So these are all very important to remember when we start with Facebook. We want to essentially remember that Facebook is on our side. They want to help us. They are very transparent with the page score. They just want the best experience for their customers, just as you would with your readers who want the best experience for them. And essentially, when we give the algorithm high value content and content that provides that positive experience for them and that is relevant to them in terms of they know what they're purchasing, they know that that book would be for them because of the specific ad copy that we're using. They have a nice experience on the landing page. There's no confusion anywhere. Facebook wants to be on our side and they want to help us scale. I've seen it time and time again when we provide that great content. So we want to have that mindset as we're about to jump into the actual Facebook modules. So in the next module, we're going to go ahead and get everything set up, including our tracking and many other things for you to have the highest chance of success as soon as possible. So I'll go ahead and see you in that video.